Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss, with analysis for January 12th, 2016. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You see that after price failed to hold here above the 1981 half, that was the CLVN, price dropped significantly downward, reaching our first target of 1935s, coming close to reaching our secondary target at 1879. But we did see a move into the 75% monthly expansion target at 1897. So far, bulls have defended prices below that 1897s and have now pushed price back toward 1935 on a retest from below in overnight trading. Now, what I mentioned the previous evening was if price is able to push through the previous session's high, 1929s, and get a big, short squeeze through that zone, that could be an indication that we're likely headed back toward 1991 for a retest. However, if there's any failure to hold above 1935 and especially 1929, that would be a rejection of price levels above that zone. And again, any pullback is likely to be a selling opportunity for a continuation downward into the remaining targets. So the key level to watch is going to be 1929 and 1935 here. Rejections of prices above that zone implies a return to 1900 and perhaps lower. Above 1935 pushes forward back toward 1981 to 1991. Remember, given the recent break and violation of this key zone, though, any push into that zone is likely to be met with selling opportunity by bears looking to defend the current downtrending market. Let's take a look at crude oil now. Here's crude oil in a daily time frame here. We got the expansion from the narrow range that we mentioned before. That break was clean and swift. Price dropped down into the primary bear target for the week at 30.54. Again, we reached two of our key targets here, the downside expansion targets. But the next major target we're looking for is 28.91, which is the 100% expansion target from the key range above. That key range, remember, was violated to the downside, and prices have been below it ever since. As a matter of fact, that 40.69 is the edge of the range. You can see once it went violated here, it never came back. All pullbacks were selling opportunities within the downtrending market. So right now, what we're looking for again is for further overall downside price discovery in the 28.91. Short-term bounces should be seen as selling opportunities. So if this thing bounces into the previous week's close, 33.16, that could offer an opportunity for bears to defend for a shot lower. Above 33.16 opens up a return back toward composite value for a retest at 36.88. All right, let's take a look now at gold futures. Here's gold in a daily time frame. We talked about that narrow range here and 10.88s being very important. I mentioned that any pullback is likely to be seen as a buying opportunity for another squeeze higher into 11.2380 and 11.30 with a shot to see a return, full-on return all the way to 11.69s. Now, failure to hold above 10.88s here paves the way to retesting value at 10.72.10. That's going to be an important test because prices went bid through that area before. Given that it went bid and broke the range to the upside, a retest of that area will want to be defended by bulls for a shot at seeing a continuation higher. Right now we have kind of a rounded bottom here, saucer type bottom. So any pullbacks into this zone could offer that last opportunity to defend before this thing blasts off potentially into our final targets above. Now, failure to hold above value at 10.72 would be bearish and would challenge recent lows with a shot to see further downside price discovery. Taking a look at the NQ now in a daily time frame, very similar to the ES here. We saw a move, this one into the 100% monthly expansion target, reaching each of the targets along the way throughout the month. Price bounced off this zone, and now you can see in overnight trading we've seen a push beyond the previous session's high of 43.06. So again, that previous session's high is going to be important, as is the key level at 43.11.5. Holding above that zone would suggest a continuation and a return to retest key support here, 44.49 from below. Remember, given the downside break here, any bounce into that prior support will likely be turned to resistance for a shot at seeing another wave of weakness. Any failure to hold above 43.06 short term would open up a failed rejection and lead to a move into 41.95 and 41.50. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this thing plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck and trade well.